Good morning, children. This is lecture 8 of chapter solutions. We have already completed the explanation part of chapter solutions. In this lecture, we will solve some numerical based on this topic. The first numerical, a decinormal solution of NaCl exerts an osmotic pressure of 4.82 atmosphere at 27 degrees centigrade. Calculate the degree of dissociation of NaCl. You can understand here that NaCl will dissociate into ions, into two ions. Okay. You have to find out the degree of dissociation. That means you have to find out alpha. For finding out the alpha, you have to first find out the m dash, that is molar mass of the solute. After getting molar mass of the solute, you have to find out Van't Hoff factor I because it is undergoing dissociation. So Van't Hoff factor is required. So this numerical will be in 3 steps. First, you have to find out m dash, then you have to find out I, and then you can go for the degree of dissociation alpha. So let us first try to find out m dash, that is the molar mass of the solute. What it is saying? Normal molecular mass of NaCl, you know that it is 58.5. Just find out. 23 is the atomic mass of sodium and 35.5 is the atomic mass of Cl. So we are getting 58.5 is the molecular mass of NaCl. Since the solution is decinormal, that means it is n by 10. That means you can say that 58.5 would be present, gram would be present in 10 liter. So I can take the volume as 10 liter. Osmotic pressure pi is given 4.82 atmosphere and temperature is 27 degrees centigrade. So it is 27 plus 273, it is 300 Kelvin. R is 0.0821 liter atmosphere Kelvin minus 1 mole minus 1. Small w is 58.5. You have to find out m dash. According to osmotic pressure, your formula is pi v is equals to nRT. From there, n is equals to w by m dash. Weight by molecular weight. N is equals to weight by molecular weight. From there, if we'll put everything, we are getting the value of m by calculating this figure. So what we are getting, the value of m dash, we are getting 29.89. So this is my observed molecular mass. Observed molecular mass is 29.89. Now Van't Hoff factor I, we know the formula, m dash calculated, that means calculated value of m dash divided by m dash observed, that is what is the value we are getting experimentally. So calculated value is 58.5 and m dash observed is 29.89, what we are getting from here. So we are getting the Van't Hoff factor I is equals to 1.96. After getting the Van't Hoff factor 1.96, we can calculate the value of alpha. We know the value for alpha when it is dissociation. So degree of dissociation alpha is equals to I minus 1 by m minus 1 or n minus 1, whatever it may be. Okay. Where m is the number of ions formed after dissociation we have taken here. Now this is the degree of dissociation formula. From where we are getting this formula, I have just shown you once again. Please go through it. This already we have done. So from here we are getting the formula. From here we are getting the formula alpha is equals to I minus 1 by n minus 1. In place of n, we have written here m. Okay, don't get nervous. Where m is the number of ions formed after dissociation. So how many number of ions formed from NaCl? It will be 2 because Na plus and Cl minus. If NaCl will dissociate, then we will get 2 ions. That is Na plus and Cl minus. So here m will be 2. So alpha is equals to the value of I we got 1.96. So alpha is equals to 1.96 minus 1 divided by 2 minus 1. 2 is the number of ions formed after dissociation. From there we are getting the value 96% dissociated. Am I clear? So this is your degree of dissociation. That is NaCl solution is 96% dissociate in this numerical. Next numerical, an aqueous solution contains 2% and 6% urea and glucose respectively by weight. What is the meaning of this line? There is an aqueous solution of urea and glucose, and in that solution, per 100 gram of the solution, it contains 2 gram of urea and 6 gram of glucose. Am I clear? Calculate the freezing point of the solution, and Kf for water is given 1.86 Kelvin kg mole minus 1. So for that, what you have to do? You know the formula for depression in freezing point, that is delta Tf is equals to Kf into m. Kf is given, you have to find out m, that is the molality. You have to find out the molality. So for that, first, weight of urea is 2 gram given. Weight of glucose is 6 gram given. Molecular mass of urea, the formula of urea NH2CONH2, from there we can calculate it is coming 60. And the molecular mass of glucose C6H12O6, this is coming 180. So what is the total number of moles present in the solution? Total number of moles present in the solution, because I want to find out molality. Okay, so it is N1 plus N2. Number of moles of urea plus number of moles of glucose. How to find out number of moles? That is 2 gram and the molecular mass is 60. So this is the number of moles of urea, and 6 by 180 is the number of moles of glucose. If you add this 2, we are getting 1 by 15. Okay, total weight of solution solutes, it is 2 plus 6, it's 8 gram. And weight of the solution is 100 gram. In the beginning of the numerical, I told you that, because it is in percentage given. So weight of the solution is 100 gram. So weight of the solvent is 100 minus 8. That means 8 gram of the total solute present. So 100 minus 8 is 92 gram is the weight of the solvent. Am I clear? So molality M is equals to number of moles of solute divided by weight of solvent in kg. Number of moles of solute by weight of solvent in kg. But we are getting here weight of the solvent in gram. Okay. So it will be 1 by 15. 1 by 15 is the number of moles of the solute divided by 92 by 1000. Why 92 by 1000? Because 92 is the weight of the solvent in gram. To make it In kg, we have divided it with 1000. So after calculating this, we are getting the value of M, that is the molality, is 0.7246 moles per kg. As we have got M value, the value of M, the formula delta TF is equals to Kf into M. In this formula, if we'll put the value, then we are getting delta TF, that is the depression in freezing point, 1.348 Kelvin. But you have to find out the freezing point of the solution. So the freezing point of the solution is equals to delta TF is equals to delta TF minus T, where TF is the normal freezing point. In case of the water, it is 0 degree or 273 Kelvin, and T is the resulting freezing point of the solution. Okay, so you have to find out the value of T, that is the resulting freezing point of the solution. So put the value, and we are getting T is equals to 271.652 Kelvin. So the freezing point of the solution is 271.652 Kelvin. Now you know that it is the case of depression. If delta TF is positive, then the resulting value that you will get, that is normal minus the resulting value. For delta TF, if delta TF is positive, then it is normal minus resulting value, resulting freezing point. Okay, and if delta TF is negative, then delta TF is equals to resulting value minus normal. Am I clear to you? So the freezing point of the solution, we are getting 271.652 Kelvin. Next question. 10 gram of glucose, molar mass is 80, and 20 gram of sucrose, whose molar mass is 342, are dissolved in 100 gram of water. What will be the vapor pressure of the resulting solution if the vapor pressure of water is 35 millimeter of mercury? So what you have to do? First, you have to find out the number of moles of all the things, that is glucose, sucrose and water. Let me start. Weight of glucose is 10 gram given, and molecular weight of glucose, that is C6H12O6, is 180. So from these two we can find out the number of moles of glucose, that is W by M, weight of the glucose by molecular weight of the glucose. So I am getting it 0.0556. Weight of sucrose is given 20 gram, and molecular weight of sucrose, whose molecular formula is C12H22O11. So we are getting 342 is the molecular weight of sucrose. From here, the number of moles of sucrose is equals to 20 by 342. So it is coming 0.0585. Weight of water is 100 gram. It is given, dissolve in 100 gram of water. So weight of water is 100 gram. Molecular weight of water is 18. So number of moles of water is 5.556. Okay. So the total number of moles, just add all these three, we are getting 5.67. Find out the mole fraction of water. Mole fraction of water is the number of moles of water, that is 5.556 divided by the total number of moles present. So it is 5.67. Now I have to find out the vapor pressure of the solution, that is equals to mole fraction of water into P0, that is the vapor pressure of pure water. So mole fraction of water is 5.556 by 5.67 into vapor pressure of pure water is given 35. By calculating, we are getting 34.3 millimeter of mercury is the vapor pressure of the solution. This is the answer. Next one, an aqueous solution containing 0.2 gram of compound A in 21.7 gram of water freezes at 272.814 Kelvin. Okay, now if the value of Ka for water is 1.86 Kelvin kg mole minus 1, calculate the molecular weight of compound A. Okay, now according to the formula, delta TF is equals to I Kf into M, where M is the molality of the solution. Okay, now molality is equals to X into 1000 divided by MW into Y. Okay, this MW is the molecular weight of compound. Now delta TF is equals to IKF into, just put the formula of molality here, X into 1000 divided by MW into Y. Now assuming this is a non-electrolytic solution, so in that case no association or dissociation will take place, so Van't Hoff factor I is equals to 1. Delta TF is equals to, just put the value, I put the value of I as 1, Kf is given, that is 1.86, from here only Kf is given, and X is 0.2, okay, then 1000 divided by MW into 21.7 is the amount of the water. Am I clear? So delta TF is equals to 273 minus 272.814, because it is the water freezes at 272.814. So naturally you have to find out the difference between these two, that is the delta TF, depression in freezing point. Okay, so it has to be subtracted from 273. This is your freezing point of the solution, but you have to find out, because the formula is asking for delta TF, that is the depression in freezing point. So naturally you have to subtract it from 273. What is the pure water freezing point? That is 273 Kelvin. 0 degree or 270, 0 degree centigrade or 273 Kelvin. So you have to subtract it from 273, because this is given in Kelvin. Now just put the value 0.086 Kelvin in place of delta TF, and just put all the values, only MW is unknown. So you will get the value of MW, that is 199.33, molecular weight of compound A. Am I clear, children? Next question. Calculate the amount of KCl which must be added to 1 kg of water so that the freezing point is depressed by 2 Kelvin. Children, please see the question. Calculate the amount of KCl which must be added to 1 kg of water. 1 kg of water, so that the freezing point is depressed by 2 Kelvin, and the freezing point constant K for water is equals to 1.86 Kelvin kg mole minus 1. Now KCl undergoes complete dissociation in solution, that you all know. So this is KCl will dissociate into K plus and Cl minus. So you can understand that 1 mole KCl dissociate to give you 1 mole of K plus and 1 mole of Cl minus. So 1 mole of KCl will furnish 2 moles of ions in solution. So naturally you have to calculate the Van't Hoff factor here. So what will be the Van't Hoff factor for KCl solution? I is equals to number of particles in solution divided by number of particles taken. So number of particles in solution, that is 1 plus 1. 2 ions we are getting after the dissociation, and number of particles we have taken 1 because we have taken it KCl undergoing dissociation as K plus and Cl minus. So its Van't factor is coming 2. Okay, Van't factor is coming 2. Suppose W gram of KCl should be dissolved in 1 kg of water. In the question only it is given how much KCl has to be dissolved in 1 kg of water. So, suppose W gram of KCl should be dissolved in 1 kg of water to get the required solution. Okay. So, molality of the solution M is equals to number of moles of solute divided by mass of solvent in kg, and mass of the solvent in kg is 1 kg given. So number of moles of solute is W by 74.5. Now from where this 74.5 has come? KCl, the molecular mass of the KCl is 74.5 divided by 1 because mass of the solvent in kg is 1. So we are getting W by 74.5. Molality, we are getting W by 74.5. Now, delta TF is equal to IKF into M. Delta TF is given as 2 Kelvin because in the question it is given that 2 Kelvin should be depressed. So, delta TF is equals to 2K. I is equals to 2, M is equals to W by 74.5 and KF is 1.86. Just put the value in this formula and W you can calculate from there. So we are getting the value of W is equals to 40.05 gram. Okay children. Next numerical. An aqueous solution freezes at minus 1.5 degrees centigrade. Calculate the boiling point of the solution. Kf for water is 1.86 Kelvin kg mole minus 1 and Kb for water is 0.51 Kelvin kg mole minus 1 given. So what you have to do? You have to find out the boiling point of the solution. Okay, it is given that an aqueous solution freezes at minus 1.5 degrees centigrade. Let us see how we have to go about this numerical. Elevation of boiling point delta TB, the formula is Kb into M. We know that. And depression of freezing point delta TF is equals to Kf into M. That also we know. Okay, for the solution of the same molality, okay, because it is the same solution, talking about for the same solution, that is the aqueous solution. Okay, so they are having the same molality. So delta TB by delta TF is equals to Kb by Kf. From there, you have to find out delta TB first. So delta TB is equal to Kb into delta TF by Kf. By putting all the formula, Kb is equals to 0.51, Kf is equals to 1.86 and delta TF is equals to, given the aqueous solution freezes at minus 1.5 degrees centigrade given. So delta TF will be equal to 0 minus 1.5. It is equals to only 1.5. Children, please be very careful about it. Okay, so now put the value, all the value in this formula and we are getting 0.411 degrees centigrade. Now this we are getting delta TB, elevation in boiling point, not the boiling point. So boiling point is getting elevated. Naturally, it has to be added with the boiling point of water because it is the aqueous solution we are talking about. So boiling point of the solution is the boiling point of the water plus delta TB. So after adding, we are getting the value 100.411 degrees centigrade. This is the answer and this is the boiling point of the solution we are getting. Am I clear, children? Next one, the vapor pressure of pure benzene at a certain temperature is 200 millimeter of mercury. That means the vapor pressure of pure benzene is given, that is 200 millimeter of mercury, that means P naught is given. At the same temperature, the vapor pressure of a solution containing 2 gram of non-volatile non-electrolytic solute, that means mass of the solute is 2 gram, in 78 gram of benzene, that means 78 gram of benzene, that means the mass of the solvent is 78 gram. Okay, benzene here is the solvent. Mass of the solvent is 78 gram. And the vapor pressure for that particular solution is 195 millimeter of mercury. P is equals to 195 millimeter of mercury. What is the molecular weight of the solute? You have to calculate the molecular weight of the solute. That means you have to calculate M dash. The value of M dash. See here, the vapor pressure of pure benzene P naught is equals to 200 mm of mercury. Vapor pressure of the solution, that is P, is 195 mm of mercury. I already told you. Mass of the solute, small w, is 2 gram. And mass of the solvent, capital W, is equal to 78 gram. Both the things are given. Molecular mass of benzene, M, you have to calculate from the formula, that is 686 is giving you 78. You have to find out molecular mass of the solid, that is M dash, you have to find out. Since the amount of the solute is much less than the solvent, only 2 gram is dissolved in 78 gram. So the solution can be considered as dilute solution. So my formula is P naught minus P by P naught is equals to N, small n by capital N. We can take this formula. Now, what is small n? Small n is equals to small w by M dash. Weight of the solute by molecular mass of the solute. And capital N is equals to small capital W by capital M. Weight of the solvent by molecular mass of the solvent. So from this two, if we'll find out N by N value, it is coming small w by M dash into M by capital W. So just put here the value, put the value here. We are getting P naught minus P by P naught is equals to W by M dash into capital M by capital W. Just put all the values here. Only M dash is unknown. So you are getting the value of unknown M dash as 80. Okay. That is your answer. Next numerical, children. At 23 degrees centigrade, the vapor pressure of pure water is 23.76 millimeter of mercury, and that of an aqueous solution of urea is 22.98 millimeter of mercury. Calculate the molality of the solution. Molality of a solution is given by molality is equals to number of moles of solute divided by mass of solvent in kg. You all know about this formula. Suppose the given solution consists of n moles of urea dissolved in 1000 gram or 1 kg of water. So, number of moles of solute is equals to n, that we don't know. Number of moles of solvent, capital N, is equals to 1000 divided by 18. Okay, because 18 is the molecular mass of water. So we are getting 55.55. That is the number of moles of solvent. P naught is given, that is 23.76 millimeter, and vapor pressure of the solution is also given, 22.98 millimeter. According to Raoult's law, P naught minus P by P naught is equals to N by N plus N. You know this formula. Now P naught and P, both the things are given. So just put it in the formula. And here you don't know the value of small n only, that you have to find out. Capital N is 55.55. Already we have got it. So just calculate it and find the value of n. That is, we are getting 1.896. Now it is 1.896 mole because it is dissolved in 1 kg. Am I clear, children? Next question. A solution containing 0.5216 gram of naphthalene whose molecular mass is 128.16 in 50 gram of CCl4 is yields on boiling an elevation of 0.402 Kelvin, while a solution of 0.6216 gram of an unknown solute in the same mass of the solvent. Children, you have to note it. Same mass of the solvent. That means solvent is not changing. Gives a boiling point of elevation 0.647 Kelvin. Calculate the molecular mass of the unknown solute. How to find it out? You have seen that the solvent is not changing. So first you have to find out the Kb for CCl4. If you can find out the Kb for CCl4, for the next one to calculate the molecular mass of the unknown solute, in the formula of molality you can put the Kb value for CCl4 there also. So let us first find out the value of Kb for CCl4. For naphthalene solution, W, small w, that is the mass of the solute, is given here 0.5216. Capital W is 50 gram. It is given here 50 gram. And delta TB is given as, from here, it is 0.402 Kelvin. M dash, that is the molecular mass of the solute, is 128.16. You have to find out the value of Kb. Just put it in the formula. M dash is equal to 1000 into Kb into W divided by capital W into delta TB. Now from where we have got this formula, I already shown you, but again I am showing it here. You know the formula, that is delta TB is equals to Kb into M. This you know, where M is the molality. Now delta TB, I can write it in this way, Kb into small w by M dash, that is the number of moles of the solute, divided by capital W divided by 1000. Mass of the solvent in kg. Okay, from here I can write it as delta TB is equals to Kb into 1000 into small w divided by capital W into M dash. From there I can get M dash is equals to Kb into 1000 into W divided by delta TB into capital W. So from there we are getting this formula. Now put everything in the formula, you will get the value of Kb. Okay. Now you have to calculate the molecular mass of the unknown solute. For that, small w is 0.647 6216 gram. This is the mass of the unknown solute given. Capital W will be same, that is the 50 gram of the solvent, same mass of the solvent it is said, and delta TB is also given, that is 0.647 Kelvin, and Kb we have got 4.94. Okay, from there again put everything in this formula. M dash is equals to 1000 into Kb into W divided by capital W into delta TB. Now everything is given to you, only M dash is unknown, so find out the value of M dash, that is the molecular mass of the solute. Do you follow me, children? Urea forms an ideal solution in water. Determine the vapor pressure of an aqueous solution containing 10% by mass of urea at 40 degrees centigrade. Vapor pressure of water at 40 degrees centigrade is 55.3 millimeter of mercury. It is given. Vapor pressure of pure water is given P0 55.3. Let the solvent is water, that is water is A, and the solute is urea, that is B. Since the solution is 10% by mass, that means 10 gram of urea present in 100 gram of the solution. Not the solvent, 10 gram of urea present in 100 gram of the solution. So how much is the water present? What is the amount of the water present? 100 minus 10, that is 90 gram is the water present in the solution. Mass of urea is given as 10 gram. Mass of water is 90 gram. Molecular mass of urea is 60. Molecular mass of water is 18. So moles of urea is 10 by 60. Mass by molecular mass, we are getting 10 by 60 is equals to 0.167. And mass of water is 90 by 100 because 90 gram of water is present. So 90 by 100 is equals to 5. So mole fraction of urea, Kb, is equals to 0.167 divided by 0.167 plus 5. This is the number of moles of the solute and the solvent. Okay, so we are getting 0.032. From Raoult's law, the formula is P0 minus P by P0 is equals to Kb, where P0 is the vapor pressure of pure solvent and P is the vapor pressure of the solution. So vapor pressure of pure solvent is given to you 55.3 minus P, that you have to find out, divided by 55.3 is equals to the value of Kb. We have got 0.032. By solving it, we are getting the value of P is equals to 53.5 millimeter of mercury. And that is the answer. Now with this, we have come to the end of the chapter solutions. Children, please go through the videos properly. Solve all the numericals on your own and try to understand, and consult your book for better understanding.